AI is running good marketing into the ground. Not because AI is evil, but because marketers are adopting it without actually learning how to use it the right way. And let's be honest, it's making all of us sound exactly the same. 87% of marketers are using AI to create content. That's most of all of us. If you're not using AI, kudos to you, but you're probably behind. But only 19% of those marketers say that it actually improves their content. That means the entire industry is using a tool that we don't actually trust to make our content better. We're all holding hands, running towards a cliff of mediocrity and uniformity, and we're just okay with it. Even though we are all using AI content, human written content is 8 times more likely to rank on Google. That was proven in a SEMrush study. But here's a kicker. 87% of top 20 content does have AI content in it. So that means it's not really don't use AI. And if it's not don't use AI, then what is it? The brands winning right now are the ones that have figured something out that nobody else has yet. It's not a better prompt, but a better framework on how to use AI. Hi, my name's Elena Peterson. I'm the marketing director at Big Red Jelly. We are a brand, web design, and marketing agency that helps businesses grow with purpose using our 5-step proven process. This is the first video where we'll just be going over the framework and how exactly to balance AI and human elements and why you should be doing that. Then we'll have 7 more videos that talk about specific tactics and how you can use AI to improve your efficiency, but also maintain a really human element and make sure that your marketing is still standout good. Right now online, there's this sea of sameness everywhere you look. Everybody is using AI to create the exact same content using the exact same prompts. Halfway through 2025, 71% of social media content was AI generated, and it's only gone up from there. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere. You can't escape it. This sheer amount of AI-generated content will only continue to go up because more and more people will have to adopt it to keep up with just the amount of content that is being produced. If you're not on top of AI, you are going to be left behind. Cheesy, but true. Now, there are different types of AI content. There's obviously AI-assisted content, and then there's stuff like AI slop, where it is literally heartless content. There is no value to it, but it's just AI-generated video that is entertaining in absurdity, and it's honestly been kind of popping off on social media. I'm sure you've seen Fruit Love Island. I'm sure you've seen Italian Brain Rot. Those are all AI-generated, and they've gotten huge. So it works. And AI content can gather metrics for you, but you want to be using it in the right way to make sure that your audience is getting what they value from you. Here's the problem. If everyone is using the exact same tools with the exact same prompts, we're all going to be producing the exact same content. That's why when you look at a lot of social profiles, you'll notice that their videos have very similar content. Everyone's plugging information into ChatGPT, into Claude, into wherever they decide to use AI, and they're getting back very similar answers and just running with it. Generic content is everywhere. And if we don't stop it, then everything on the internet will become just generalized slop. So let's look back at the data. The Ahrefs and SEMrush studies have shown that 72% of people believe that AI can improve their content performance in some way, shape, or form, or at least maintain the content performance that they had before. However, SEMrush is also reporting that human content is 8 times more likely to rank #1 on Google. And obviously, ranking on Google is just one part of it now because SEO, GEO, AEO, but when you're ranking at the top, you're way more likely to also be cited across answer engines everywhere. Now let's remind ourselves, 87% of top 20 content does have AI in it. So really, the teams hitting those top positions aren't just not using AI, they're just using it the right way. More and more marketing teams now are human-led, AI-assisted, and that is the future as long as the human stays in the driver's seat. So what does that mean and what does that look like? Strategic thinking is a very human thing because we are gathering data ourselves at all points of our day. Human strategy and creativity are so unique because our bodies and our brains are taking in so much data and information all at once, all the time. And every piece of data that we take in influences the way that we strategize, influences the way that we create, And while AI, it's only taking in information that is public domain, that is out there for everyone. And it's not really taking in those pieces of emotion or of cultural relevance, even just like randomness, which I think helps a lot with brainstorming, helps a lot with actual ideation of the best kinds of ideas. So really, you can outsource your writing to AI. You can outsource all of those little tasks that are monotonous, but one thing you can never outsource is truly your thinking. AI can assist with that, but it cannot do the real strategic and creative thinking that you are capable of. So don't try to make it do that, because it won't. Here are the top 3 mistakes that people are making that makes their content sound like AI, makes their content feel like AI. The first is using AI as the author and not the co-author. If you're just plugging in something into AI, having it write an entire thing, once again, that completely takes away the human element of it. You're not guiding that AI on exactly what to write about. If you were to put into ChatGPT or into Claude and just say, hey, write me a LinkedIn post about branding. I see this all the time. And it honestly has made LinkedIn kind of unbearable because I know that everybody is just putting in, well, hey, write me a LinkedIn post, and it's spitting out the exact same thing for everyone. So use it as a co-author, make an outline, put in the work, and use your strategic thinking to develop the idea of the content, and then have AI write it. Have AI pull the sources. It really just takes the intern tasks off of your plate so that you can focus on the bigger picture strategic thinking. Second mistake is using thin prompts or underdeveloped prompts. Sometimes if your AI engine has a lot of information that you have fed it, a smaller prompt does the job just fine. But if you are underdeveloped in feeding your AI and training your AI as to what your business believes, what you believe, the way that you speak, the way that your business speaks, everything that encapsulates your brand and the way that your business operates, if AI does not have that in its memory, it's not going to produce the kind of content that you really need it to produce to connect with your audience. You did all of that foundational work for a reason, so don't let AI just take it and make it generic. The third mistake is publishing that first draft. Yes, AI is going to write something for you, even if you do the background work, even if you do the strategy. It is going to write something for you and it's going to spit it right out. You could just immediately publish that, and I think a lot of people do, but the key is really reading through, making adjustments, and adding little tidbits of thought that you've had about those specific topics. Yes, AI can be used as an editor, but ultimately you should have the final pass. Some things you should be watching for and adding as a human element, you should be watching for those AI-isms. You know, the AI tells, the M dash that it puts everywhere. M dashes are fine and they're grammatically correct, but use them sparingly because everybody knows that that's an AI tell. There are a few others that you probably recognize, like not blank, but blank, or specific lists of 3 all the time. Change up your numbers. Honestly, add some mistakes in there, whether that be grammatical mistakes or, a little bit of formatting error. It shows that it's human, and people love that. People love to see that it's actually human content. You also have to note that AI is getting smarter, but it literally cannot access your brain. You have to go in there and add your original thought, otherwise we will just steer right towards mediocrity and right towards that sea of sameness. That's because AI is trained on averages. AI takes all the information that it can possibly synthesize and it takes the average of it. But it doesn't know your client wins. It doesn't know what solutions you came up with by utilizing creative problem solving on your own. It doesn't know how the team handled that fire. And it definitely doesn't know how you feel, how your clients feel. It just kind of pretends. AI will also still hallucinate sometimes. Like I said, it is getting better, but you have to be aware of that and you have to go in and fact check things. Sometimes it'll pull information from places that are totally irrelevant. And sometimes it'll spit out data points that don't actually exist. If you aren't fixing those, then you are feeding to the problem of AI slop on the internet. So what should you be doing to edit? You should be adding in fact. You should be trimming filler. You should be adding a story and emotion to the content. And you should be crafting the hook. AI is going to craft the same hook for everybody, and isn't that kind of the point of the hook, is that it grabs attention? If everyone's seeing the same thing over and over again, they're just going to scroll right by. This last pass of human editing is not optional, so don't skip it. Now, there are a lot more use cases of how to use AI and how to balance that with your human creativity and strategy. That's what we're going to be talking about in the next 7 episodes. Topics that we'll be covering are using AI for social media content, using AI in branding and graphic design elements, building full websites with AI, using AI in your marketing strategies and ideation, AI in email marketing and cold outreach, writing good ad copy using AI, and using AI for writing content for SEO, GEO, and AEO. If you are a marketer or a creator who is trying to stay ahead using AI, but you're worried that you're losing your craft, this series is for you. Subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss the upcoming episodes, and we'd love to hear from you. Comment below what your team is doing that is working with AI, and maybe some things that you've tried that haven't really worked. We'll use that to feed our content going forward. So we'd love to learn from each other. Now remember, 87% of marketers are using AI in their content creation. And the ones who are finding success aren't the ones who are using it more. They're the ones who are doing it right. And it's time for you to become one of those marketers. Check back for episode 2 and we'll see you then.